Hi, we're going to look at using JUnit to test our methods and classes. So here's one I've already created, but let's just start from scratch. So we need to right click, new, JUnit test case, and we'll give it a name, testing. And we won't have these methods to start with. What we've got is now a class that's been created called testing, and this is the method it runs, and it starts off by saying that it's going to fail. So that's the default. We've got to make it actually do something, but if we were to just run this now, you'll see what happens. Run as JUnit test, and we'll have the Eclipse JUnit launcher. Press OK, and we've got a failure. It's saying that there's one failure, and that's because we've got failure here. So that's obviously not the thing we want to be doing. Let's get rid of that, and let's go to the class that we're actually wanting to test. Here's the class called Java.demo. For those of you who are sharp-eyed, you'll notice I've changed the capitalization on my class. I got it wrong last time. So we'll have, as our methods were, well, the method we're going to check is not a static method. We need to create an instance of this, and let's do that then. Okay, so we've now got an instance of that class, and we want to look at one of the methods. Look at that, my Java doc's working. I've got my public int. I'm looking for the add2 method. Here we go, and it's wanting me to give it two variables. So let's try and add 6 and 5. Okay, so our actual result, sorry, int, you can do this different ways, but I'll show you this way. The actual result is that. What's our expected result? What do we think the result is going to be? Expected result equals 11, I'd say. Right, and then there's some methods that we want to use, and just got to show you them from over here. What we mostly, you've seen this fail one already. We're going to now use this assert true. Okay, and sorry, not assert equals, sorry, where we're going to give it the expected and the actual. So assert equals and the expected and the actual. Okay, let's save that and run as JUnit test. This time, we didn't expand it before, we can see that we got no failures, so that's good. Now let's suppose that our method was actually incorrect. Let's say that we had a method that we were testing, and we typed in a minus by mistake. So this time, when we test it, we should see that there is an error because the expected and the actual are different. And here we go. We see that we've got one fail. Doesn't call it an error, calls it a failure. Fair enough. Okay, so there are plenty more other keywords you can use, but to tell you the truth, I almost always use the assert equals. And I'll leave you to... Okay, I should have gone back to talk about some of the other methods. Remember, we saw that we could have had some checkboxes ticked, and what they do is set up some, create some methods for you to run some code before you start and once you're finished. Now, this will hopefully remind you of something that you've been doing in your 00600 class, where you have preconditions and postconditions. The precondition here, you could put in some code to have something written to the database beforehand, do the test, and when you're finished you can return the database to what it should be before you do your test. So you can have a little play with those as well.